Hello, everyone. Welcome to Black Ace Friday Fun. And right away, we have a guest in the studio, Mr. Tony. And now here's my first question for you, Tony.
No
Is it
problem.
Totoro or Totoro?
It's Totoro. It's a Japanese animated character.
Okay,
He's,
Totoro. Okay. I've
Totoro.
been saying it wrong the whole time, but
He's the
Totoro.
king of the forest.
King of the Forest?
Mm-hmm.
Is that why you name yourself your king of Digital Downs? Or you want to be?
Well, that's going to take a while. Maybe
So,
one season I'll be king, but not forever.
well, I think most people come on, they probably think, well, it'd be great to climb to the top. But then I don't know, a lot of work too. I can hold those in high regards that are constantly up there. So we might have a second guest come on. We Darren Dynamo is trying to join us, or was wanting to join us from the UK. So he's very late there, and maybe he's thought otherwise, or maybe he'll be here later. We'll see. One thing I wanted to mention, Bob just put it up today, is some auctions coming up. It's going to be a regular auction for, I believe it was 2-year-olds, but it could be wrong. And then keep in mind, there's going to be a special auction on the 31st for yearlings, which is the auction, or one of the auctions that was very popular last year. A lot of interest in those that haven't bought yearlings to grab yearlings. So just wanted to talk about that for a second, as well as a couple polls that are on the site. One for I believe kind of the championship format, and if you like it or you want to make changes. So please look at those and vote. And then there's one, I guess it's a poll, kick the tires type poll maybe, on season length from 4 months to 6 months, or 4 months to 12 months, which with some definitions of how those would go. I believe you went for the 1 year, didn't you, Tony?
Yeah, it's gotta be hard to do 1 year from 4 months. People will have to do a lot of adjustment,
Yeah, that's true. I
but
see pluses and minuses on all of them,
but
but hopefully we'll get
it's
a
more
good
real
turnout.
life. You could spread out the races better.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
true too. Um, Being a breeder that I am, the thought though that I might have to wait 2 years after the horse is born, 2 full calendar years to be able to
that is
breed it.
true.
But there might be different rules too, so we'll see. So that's a couple of the digital things I want to talk about. Other than yearlings are available, so get those or be ready to breed for the 2-year-old eliminator, which kicks right off. And then keep in mind, if you're wanting to get in the 3-year-old eliminator, you have to buy 2-year-olds now, or come to the dance with what you got.
Bought a few today.
Yeah, did you do eliminators last year?
Yeah, not the 4-year-old because I don't like to hold my horses back that long, and
Yeah. Okay.
mostly
Hey, Steve.
2-year-olds and a little sprinkle of 3-year-olds.
Nice. The 2-year-old's usually the larger one, but 3-year-old had a nice turnout as
Yeah,
well.
I guess you get like a week to train your horses before the first heat or something like that.
True. Um, well, I've been setting a few away. I've had decent luck getting past the first 2 or 3 rounds. I've never made it to the final, so maybe this year will be the first year I can do it. My brother won it, so I have to keep up with him. So
Yeah, he's doing real well.
yeah, he is. Can you hear us, Steve? Everything okay?
Oh yeah, how y'all doing?
Okay, so you might have missed the first part. It's
Totoro.
Totoro, not Totoro.
Totoro.
Totoro. All right, how's it going, Tony?
Good, Steve.
Yeah.
He's a Japanese character, if you didn't see.
Oh,
An animated character.
Oh boy, they're all popping in now. All right, look at this.
We got the top of somebody's head. Oh,
Yeah.
there he is.
Guys look too
Wait,
comfortable.
oh, can I only have 4 in here or something?
I thought you could have up to 10.
It keeps kicking people out for some reason.
I mean,
Foggy.
there's Foggy Dan.
All right, hopefully everybody can. Everybody hear each. It's a story. Everybody look up and look
A
down.
man named Totoro. Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
so we have official. It's Totoro, not Totoro. Japanese character.
Animated
meaning,
character.
Animated character meaning king of the forest.
It's actually, there's a movie on HBO Max, My Blue
okay.
Totoro cartoon.
Nice.
Interesting.
Do you feel like you're in a job interview? Like you're going to get hit from 4 different people? Oh, wait a minute. Why does it keep kicking somebody out?
Well, that was
Foggy out.
The room.
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, he kicked himself out?
I don't know what he's doing.
All right.
Oh, did he?
I guess. I don't know. Well, he has control. He can come in and go as he wants. So, Tony, where are you from?
Originally
These
from New
days.
York.
New York?
Now I'm in New Jersey,
New Jersey?
Bergen County.
Now, did you spend time in Illinois?
Never. I'm not the kind of person that travels that much.
Okay.
Basically the tri-state area.
How about Colorado?
No, never been there either.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana?
some
Basically New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut.
All right, so I'm going to kick Stan and Steve out and bring Foggy in because he's from New York.
Yeah, you can put me on hold, man.
No, I'm just kidding. So how did you, I saw in your post you played at Digiturf. What was your name at Digiturf?
Digiturf?
Yeah. Didn't you post that you played at Digiturf?
Digiturf? No. I played at that horse racing game.
Oh, I thought you said Digiturf. How'd you get here?
You recruited me.
So Tony come in. He hadn't been there a whole day on that other site. We won't mention her name. And he starts posting about all the changes they need to make, which is what every new person does. And I got a hold of him and I said, "Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. You might want to come over to digital now."
Yeah, they attacked me viciously.
Yeah, they do.
How dare you mess with our game that we've been established?
They think it's the game to have, but they have no idea.
That game was horrific, though.
Yeah, it still is. Yes. So you're a finance guy?
I've been in international banking for 39 years.
Oh, nice.
And I retired 2 years ago.
2 years ago? Did you have to travel a lot doing that, or was it?
No, I was basically operations guy in the office.
Yeah. Since you're in New York, or they all come to you. Anybody that needs a. Did you do like deals and packages or acquisitions? What'd you do?
We basically did all the products and services for corporations.
Oh, okay.
So, their payments, their loans, their investments, stuff like that.
All the stuff that other than you and me, everyone else finds boring.
Right.
I was going to say, you two have a lot in common there. So it's like y'all's trajectory is pretty close to the same, you know?
We discussed that before. It's kind of funny, really. You don't find too many other people that are, finance. I wasn't as much international, but finance for sure. Hey, Tony, did you you ever own a real horse?
No, but my father's uncle was a trainer in New York.
Oh, really?
For a long time.
Would we know the name?
He was very small trainer. His name was Saverio Cardilli.
Because Foggy might, he's from area. He might have heard.
Some of the horses, one of the horses I told Bob to put in his sales ring was his best horse, which is, I don't know if anybody bred to him, was called Secret Landon. And that horse was pretty good in the 1970s.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I have to look him up in the ring.
Yeah, she was a filly, and she earned about $300,000 at that time, which was a lot of money. In
Yeah.
the 70s.
Okay. That is a lot of money. That's a lot of money now.
Not really.
I mean, maybe not for a horse.
They have one race now with 300,000. You know.
Yeah. So, did you ever go bet on the races at any of the New York tracks?
Oh, I was betting when I was underage.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
I was a tall guy. I was like 6 feet already at age 14, so I looked older than I was. So I was able to go to the track and make bets. And basically, I started betting in 1971 when I was 13.
Oh, wow. And nobody cared.
Well, one time I got stopped at Monticello Raceway in upstate New York for the harness racing.
Yeah.
Because I was winning a lot of races, and the security guard, they don't stop you from betting, but when you're trying to cash, they stop me. So I had to go to my mother at that time, and she said, "Oh no, he was just betting for me." But I was really betting for myself. So they let me go.
Oh God, I was wondering about that. If you hit something big, it had to show your ID.
Boy, those were the good old days, huh? When you could send your kid down to the corner store for a 6-pack and a pack of smokes. You know, those were the good old days, right?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So, who's your favorite horse? Real life?
The one behind you, Secretariat.
Secretariat. You ever watch him race?
On my 15th birthday, June 9th, 1973, I was at Belmont Racetrack.
For the
grandstand.
Belmont Stakes?
Yep, Belmont Stakes. I got to see the 31 lengths.
Wow.
Holy, I bet I would have been crying. You know,
I should have kept the ticket because it's worth a lot of money.
There's some ungodly amount of those tickets that were never cashed, and they're probably very collectible.
I don't think you'll ever see a horse dominate a race like that ever again.
No, except Arctic Warrior.
Yeah, he dominated me last night in that small stakes race. I couldn't even see him; he was so far in front.
Yeah. So at Digital Downs now, what I like to put people on the spot. I did it to Steve last time, but since you've only been, when did you get here? Like earlier this year?
January 2000, last year. January.
Okay, so January, May. So it's your second full season, almost third, really. So now you've had time.
Fifth season.
What's that?
It's the 5th season. Remember, it's 4 months of season.
Yeah, last.
The January before. Okay, sorry.
2021.
Oh, I didn't realize you've been here that long. Okay, I knew it was quite a while. I just didn't know it was that long. All right, so now you say you've had a lot of horses and a lot of races. So now you get to tell me your favorite horse at Digital Downs, whether it won a big race or just ran a great race. And
well, my best horse is retired. I think it was the second season. I opened him up as a 3-year-old. His name is Barton Terrace. I think it was a Sir Barton horse by Terrace.
By Terrace, yeah. And
he won like $1.5 million at Digital Downs. He won like 15 races. And I think she won the BC Classic in that season.
Well, that had to be pretty cool.
Mile and a quarter.
Which season was it? Like what? How
long?
Second season. Second season. Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Well, I guess that kind of takes into my next question was, what's your biggest win at Digital Downs? Would that be the biggest win?
Yeah, he's the biggest winner.
He's the biggest.
I've had a few other good horses, but nothing like him.
Yeah. Wow, those are rare. I'm gonna look him up after the rate to know. So, you guys have any questions for Mr. Tony? You want to drill him so I don't do all the talking?
Nah, I'll let you lead, buddy. I wasn't even expected to get thrown in right away, so I was coming to sit in the waiting room until you needed me. So I'm here.
You're here.
Stan's horses are always cutting my horses off. You know.
Who is?
It's your brother Stan. His horses are always cutting my horses off. for the lead.
You gonna take that, Sam?
We need to get the claim a foul button put in on the game. Don't
Yeah, should have like inquiries, right?
He says you're cutting him off for the lead.
Yeah, I that's how I train my horses to like cut everybody off.
Now, Tony, I noticed.
No.
Go ahead, Sam.
Nah, I'm good.
I notice a lot of your horses, and I'm not asking you to give away any secrets because I'll just notice they always seem to come from out of it and beat me. I don't see many of yours up on the lead. Now, I'm not asking you to give away any secrets, but why is that?
Because they run like me, slow in the beginning. But I kind of train more kind of stayers and classics more than sprinters.
Okay.
So.
And plus, you see my horse up there dying. He's easy prey.
But I like distance horses more than sprinters.
Yeah. Do you have a bunch of stayers?
Yeah, I have a couple in this new season.
Okay.
They're looking pretty good.
Yeah, those are hard to come by.
And a couple of my sires and mares can breed some offspring that go 1.5 miles too.
So you're successfully able to pair two and get a stayer out of them. Is that what you're saying?
So far, not all the time, but I experiment just like everybody else.
I can't do it. I can breed two stayers. I can breed a stayer and a non-stayer, and I just cannot get a stayer. It's so you have the magic touch. I'm going to come to you.
Well, they're not great stayers yet. They're good stayers. The type that are allowance horses and maybe grade 3s. Yeah, but I had one horse that had a potential to be a good breeder for grade 1, but she turned out that she couldn't produce that well.
Oh, okay. So that was going to be my kind of a lead in. Another question I had was, have you been doing a lot of breeding, or just obviously it takes a while to grab and, either have to buy them or what year's age, but
I recently scaled down my breeding shed because I have a lot of horses for next season that are going to be popping in there. So I took out the ones that are not producing well.
Yeah.
Right now I have 5 sires and 10 mares, but I think next season I might have 9 sires and probably 25 mares.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is the right mix. I always end up with the opposite. I can't get the math right, even though I'm finding I always end up with too many sires. But hey, Dan.
Hey.
You hear of all these places he's talking about going to?
I'm familiar with like Monticello because I used to be a big harness guy, and we would get horses up at Saratoga Harness all the time. Okay. Saratoga Raceway, you might have known it as, Tony.
Yeah, Monticello Raceway.
Yeah, Monticello is downstate. Actually, you called it upstate. That's actually downstate from me, but
I guess
I think it's in the Catskills, right? Catskills.
It is. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I've actually never been to that track. I've been to Vernon Downs, which is up near Syracuse, near me. But
actually, one big race they had there in the 70s or early 80s was called the Monticello OTB Classic.
Uh-huh.
It was like that big race of the year that had like $250,000 back then. And I was there one time. I think Big Towner won that race.
Okay.
Pretty good harness horse.
That's a little after what we were talking about, Lee. Remember we were talking about Niatros?
Yeah, we were just.
I think Big Towner was like the next generation after that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Did you ever get to see Niatros, Tony?
Yeah, I saw Niatros, I think, at the Meadowlands.
Yep.
On his track. He was there most of the time.
Right. Man, that was a fast horse.
Had you heard of the horse he mentioned or the trainer he mentioned?
No.
Oh, you didn't.
Nah, he was small time. Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't that big.
Oh, okay. Cool. So you say you stayed Okay, so we talked Belmont. Do you go to Saratoga now? Or is that
I never went to Saratoga. My father went there constantly.
Yeah.
He loved to go there.
That's
He would get up like 6, 7 in the morning and take the 4-hour drive. I used to live in the Bronx, so he would drive all the way there.
He's one of those that they
Well, he was a bus driver, so he could drive all day. He liked driving.
Oh, okay. So he was used to that.
You talk about Secretariat. I was there for the Whitney the day that Onion beat him.
Yeah.
I actually was there at the
The Jinx.
Pretty much the same.
Secretariat Jinx.
The Jinx.
Well, that was the second time. I think Prove Out beat him the first time or the second time.
Yeah. The first time he got beat, they decided that jockey wasn't going to be there anymore. They fired that guy. Let's see. So I mentioned the upcoming auction. You got any good horses to put in for us to bid on, Tony?
Not really. I like to keep my own horses, though.
You like to keep yours? You go in and bid on others?
I might bid on some others because I watched the last auction, and it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's like if we do a show, I can just hear the people that have a horse for $15, and then we start talking them up. I can just hear them, shut the heck up. But the guy that's selling it's probably going, keep talking. But
I think you mentioned it that there was a lot of eBay shoppers there that wait to the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, there was a few, that's for sure. But so we also on joke around with on last week's show, or is it that or Foggy's show? I think it was this show about when you see your race. Is there any one trainer you see in there that you're like, crap, he's in this race? We said the obvious ones, but sometimes, like right now, my number one enemy is Jake Dog. He just beats me like a drum.
The one that always seems to beat me in a big race when I have a good horse is Chrisman.
Yeah, yep, that was the other one. Yeah, yeah.
I would
join the crowd.
I think my horse is splitting horses and he has cleared the win, and then all of a sudden I see this green shadow come by and blow right by me.
Yeah, that is true. We have felt that. I felt that pain earlier today. It wasn't a big race, but I did feel the Chrisman pain. Lately, I felt the Ghost pain. He
kind of runs his horses the same style as me. He stays back and then waits for that stretch run.
Yeah, he does. You're right. He does do that. Oh, can you guys talk a minute? I got a message. I have to look to see where it came from.
Oh, you can't possibly have a message while you're doing your podcast. Jeez. What is that all about?
It's in Duna. I'll get him in.
Yeah, tell him to join.
I'll take that bet.
What's that?
Yeah.
That you'll get him in here.
Well,
At least Tony was gracious enough to show up tonight.
Tony was early.
These other guys.
Tony was early as can be.
Well, you got
he would have come in an hour ago if I would have let him.
Got that new camera. Was anxious to get it going, huh, Tony?
Well, I apologize. I was playing a poker tournament. I'm watching the Yankee game, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute, Yankee game, 7:05. Oh my God! And I looked, and it was like almost 7:30. So I came right in.
Actually, the webcam I bought didn't work.
No.
So I'm using the one from the laptop.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, mine doesn't work either. This is a photo of a family that came with my computer. What you're seeing here.
Yeah.
Which is not actually me. It's a photo of an axe murderer's family. Although I'm looking around this screen, there's not a whole lot of difference from left to right and up and down here.
I almost said that
I like what I'm seeing.
Beard.
We're all losing our hair and we're all wearing glasses.
Jesus.
I look like a bunch of pumpkins waiting to get carved.
Well, if you go to the racetrack, most of the people look the same.
Yeah.
over age 40,
They look like us.
a little chubby, you know.
Beer bellied and
Yeah.
fat.
Dirty,
And they all
dirty, broke.
Their horse got ripped off. They met the right
Cursing half
horse.
the time,
Cheated.
you know.
Dipping down to the floor to pick up a butt to smoke. We're all pretty much the same.
That's crazy.
Pulling food out of the trash can.
Yeah.
hey, easy. Don't give away.
Explaining to someone you don't even know how come you got beat that race.
Come on, don't tell me it's not true. How did Steve get COVID? Big healthy lug like him.
Steve, yeah, I gotta get a look at you.
He's eating
You
out of
lose
the old
about
pizza
10 pounds
boxes.
over there?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm at least 15 pounds lighter than I was Sunday.
Yeah.
Tony,
right now,
he sounds
for sure.
nasally, doesn't he? To me, he sounds nasally.
Well, he
Yeah,
doesn't
you
always
know.
hear him.
Well,
He
he's
Oh,
got
gets
that.
stuck with him all the time.
He's got that number 420, which you all know what that means.
Yeah.
Hey,
What does that mean?
Don't,
No,
What's he talking about?
don't
Steve,
give
what
away.
is that?
That's proprietary information that we don't discuss on the podcast. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, there you go, Dano.
Hey, Tony, do you play computer games by any chance?
I used to, but they got boring. Well, I play chess. So I think Foggy plays on chess.com too. I played there. I actually managed
Yes,
one
I
of
do,
the
sir.
clubs.
Did,
I met
Let's go.
Well, there you go.
Befriend me in there and let's play a bit.
You gotta,
Oh, my
you gotta
goodness.
survive the claw.
My
Or-
username is Totoro Leroy -Leroy. So
Well, hold on a minute though. I play 10-minute games. 10 minutes per man. I don't know what they call them.
rapid. It's
Yeah.
rapid.
Rapid fire.
Yeah, I might be not even close to your level of like I play at about a rate of a 700 and something at that level at 10 minutes.
For rapid.
Yeah.
That's
Wait a
pretty
minute.
bad.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's pretty bad,
You were
yeah.
just challenging him. Wait a minute, you were just bringing on a minute ago. You're doing the fastest backstroke I think I've ever seen.
No, I'm just telling him what level I play at. Maybe if he's just 1700 or something, I don't
Bring
know.
it on. Bring it on. Oh, you know what? Oh, you may
I
be
play
different level.
classical chess. My level's about 1350 right now.
Oh, very nice.
Can we
Very
broadcast that?
Sure.
Those
Chess
I think I was
Master?
around 1200 in those, if I remember right. But
How about poker?
I don't have the patience. Yeah,
You-
well,
You a poker guy, Tony?
I used to go to Atlantic City and play Texas Hold'em sometimes.
Yeah. We're trying to get a club together where we meet like on Poker Stars every time Foggy wants to, or just like every 2 weeks or something. We don't play for money. We play for horses, like a sales ring horse, That was our idea. If
Well,
anybody,
most of you guys have better horses, and that would be my benefit if I could win.
no, you don't get to pick a horse.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna give me a maiden that didn't win in 12 starts?
No,
or
no.
something?
We buy
Buy a
we
fresh
buy
one.
a sales ring horse. and put it
Yeah.
out
Oh,
there.
okay.
Or in Foggy's case, he buys a 3-pack and gives you the worst one.
Mm.
Anybody hit big on the sales ring the last 2 or 3 weeks?
I did some this morning. I had some nice horses.
I just hit probably right before the show, about an hour before. I got a nice stayer, really nice stayer, and I don't think I remember the Siren Dam, but he closes right at 23, but his 6 furlong time is like 108.43 or something. So I expect Foggy to come looking for that one, but
Well, you told me I'm persona non grata. So.
yeah, you get no more.
Okay.
I gotta keep him. Got to keep him
I
to
bred
breed. with.
Foggy's mare this morning 4 times.
Oh, you did?
Thank you,
One
sir.
queen, I think it is.
Something like that.
Yeah, I bought it like a couple days ago.
Nice. Hey,
Good luck.
we asked that question too. When you're looking out there, is there like, do you just not look at any of them that are $10, $15, $20? Is that a priority, or is it matter as long as they're good?
I'm trying to match up what I have, what other people have, to see if they could create a better breed.
Yeah.
So if somebody has a good stayer and I have a stayer, I'll the price doesn't matter to me. I'm just trying to get that horse like a 110 horse rating or something like that.
Yeah, I hear you. That's what you're the first one that kind of said it didn't matter. Obviously, if someone's $50, it might matter, but
Well, you gotta have
you
some kind
don't
of budget.
discount. Most of them are out there 10, 15 or less. So you're saying you don't discount any of them, really?
I look at the comp forms like you guys on the horse rating.
Yeah.
And then the running style of the horse. If it's a sprinter, a miler,
Yeah.
a stayer, then I try to match it up with one of my horses.
Okay. That's a good idea. I think that's kind of the trend right now. We're all trying to figure out which one is going to help our weakest conform, that type of thing. I do like to breed the horses that have won stakes races, but that's just me.
Oh, that's a benefit too if you could find one that does everything. But I think some guys just keep them to themselves mostly.
Yeah, I think that was more prevalent, especially with mares when you only had 5 breeds a year for a mare and 15 for its career. Where now that you have 30, I think there's a little more sharing. And I think Bob's working on some stuff to, like a sire bonus we've talked about before, where people share, but you still get a percentage. Were you here when you could, instead of paying cash for a breed, you would pay a percent of future earnings?
I saw those in the beginning last year.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people stopped doing that after a while.
Yeah, I think a lot prefer to pay one and be done. Obviously, you breed. It seems nice. It doesn't cost you as much up front, but then, you end up paying somebody 10, 12, 15%, whatever, for the rest of the horses.
I think Induna did that a lot.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of something. I didn't write it down that we were just talking about that I was going to ask you. Come on, guys. Pepper the guy with some questions. No one wants to hear me constantly ask questions.
My question is Stan breathing?
Stan, you breathing? You watching TV? You're watching TV.
Oh, all right.
See it in your glasses.
No, all right. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm
I
just
think he's at
listening.
a cabaret or something. I keep seeing the neon sign.
I'm just listening to all you experts.
Experts, you got the best record out of a bunch of us, I think.
Here we go again.
Well, Steve having a good season too.
Thanks. I chug along,
How many? Go ahead, Steve.
No, I was just gonna say I think when you have a smaller stable, placement is everything. So.
Yep. How many are you running now, Tony? If you don't mind sharing.
Let's see. My current stable's I think around 99 right now.
And when you came, I think you told me you were probably going to run about 10.
Something like that, but then I got addicted,
Yeah, I know.
What happens? The sales ring has been a whole different level of addiction. I mean,
I can remember him telling me that because that's what I told myself when I got here. Yeah, I could run about 10. That'll be enough. And then,
I think I went up to like
have a race.
I went up to like 120 at one point or something like that. And then I said, "Oh, this is a lot of work." But not all the 99 are running right now. Maybe 60 are running.
Oh, Judge just hit another home run over the Green Monster. Little update there for you, fans.
Well, thank you very much. You a Yankee fan, Tony?
Actually, I'm a Met fan.
Oh yeah, I saw you drinking out of the Met.
2-0
Is there a
Foggy.
Met Yankee rivalry? Like,
Oh yeah.
Wow.
there is.
It's 46th. Jeez.
Like, is it rare that you two would even be talking on the same podcast? Now that you know that, that's how it is here in Chicago. Like a Cub fan, a White Sox fan,
I don't hate the Yankees, but
Yeah.
But
you hate the Mets, Foggy.
I don't know, not at all.
You just consider
at
them
all.
inferior.
It's just that I just don't think that has any part in the game.
Yeah.
They're just teams playing each other. It's
don't.
How about
that every time I hear that, oh, these two they really don't like each other, it just makes me squirm.
Oh, okay.
Because
Football, Jets, Giants. What do we
I
have
could
here?
see maybe hockey, perhaps that might hold true.
Oh, okay.
But for the games that aren't played by Neanderthals, I don't think it has any part.
Which actual game is that
Yeah,
that aren't played by?
Neanderthal.
baseball, thinking man's game.
Hey, Tony, I'm opening up. Anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to rant and rave and ask us about? Or
So, Foggy, you went to what racetracks in the New York area? Let's see, compare notes.
I've been to Yonkers
Yeah.
once. I've been to Vernon Downs. I've been to both the Saratogas, obviously. I'm trying to think if I was ever any place over more east.
You went
Like
to
I
the
was
old Roosevelt Raceway?
No, I don't believe so. I think actually I was at Blue Bonnets one time outside of Montreal. That was a harness track.
So you're more
and
upstate.
I'll tell you what, and Green Mountain racetrack. They used to do thoroughbreds and some harness, and then it was a dog track for a while. They were multinational. So
So you're more upstate New York, not New York City.
Yeah.
So
Up by
basically,
Albany.
I went to Yonkers, Roosevelt, Aqueduct, Belmont, Meadowlands,
Mm-hmm.
Keystone, which was the original name of Parks.
Yep.
And Penn National.
Yeah.
I went to Atlantic City, and I went to the old Liberty Bell harness track.
Liberty Bell, okay.
Which is, gone.
What was AC? They had racing?
They had racing. It was the summer meet. It wasn't a full season.
I got you.
Basically, they took over. Well, Monmouth took over the summer, but Atlantic City was pretty much the summer too. Monmouth I've been to too. Also, forgot Monmouth.
Yeah.
And
Freehold, then assorted
Freehold
fairs.
Raceway.
Yeah, Freehold. Yeah. I just occurred to me the Syracuse National Fair used to have the sire stakes come through. All the best young horses would come through and stuff. I've been to that a couple times. So I used to do a lot more of that flitting around to tracks, and actually went to Bridgeport Highlight one time.
I've been there. I went there once.
Yeah, that's cool.
Highlight. Stan's an expert.
That's
Highlight.
I know the Price boys love that Highlight.
Highlight was one sport you can't judge the player by their looks.
No.
You think you're getting somebody who looks like a football player you're playing? No, it'll be the short guy with a pot belly who's the one who's beating everybody.
Yeah.
All skill.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong sport. So what you looking forward to next season, Tony, on the Digital Downs? You got
hopefully I could crack the top 10 and stay there,
Top 10, yeah.
It's getting tougher. There's a lot of new stables over there that are pretty active now.
Yeah, it's been interesting watching the new stables come and grow and do quite well, including yourselves.
Stalls that likes to claim everybody horse.
Yeah, he's done a lot of claiming. Yeah, he is. Now, did you have an opinion on the number of horses that should be in a race?
It doesn't bother me anymore. I always thought 2 was enough, but some people like 3, 4, 5. If they want to spend the money, go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, that makes sense.
Because I think Pancho I had a horse in one race. He had 4 horses, and it was me and I think Stan in the same race, and Stan beat him. So Pancho ended up losing money because if you don't win the race, you can't pay 4 fees.
I know that. I accidentally had 7 in a race because I'm used to the old when it splits. So I kept just entering. I had them all queued up, and then when it got to be 2 days before, I just kept hitting. Okay, enter. I wasn't even looking at how many were in the race. I just kept enter, and just assume, okay, I'll have maybe 2. And a lot of them are breeders that I knew weren't going to win, but it's like, okay, I want to get the runs in. And next thing I know, I see the thing come up and there's all my horses in one Chrisman, which of course that had me worried. That'd be embarrassing. Have 7 horses out of 8 and get beat. But I
Hey,
didn't.
So did you make money on the race?
Well, I got all the money. I can't say I made money, but I wasn't. That's what I mean. I wasn't really racing those to make the money. It's just I needed to get
The 10 starts in?
10 starts, and some of them would compete and get some money. But I guess by shutting out everybody else, I got one of them a win. But
Hey, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him, Tony. He knew he did that.
He doesn't like the race, but he's racing good the last month, you know.
Yeah, he's got the most wins right now.
I know.
Hey, we got another New York sports fan update for you. Wilson, quarterback for the Jets, just limped off the field.
Wouldn't that suck for them?
Yep.
Gets hurt out for the season.
Non-contact.
Unless there was no score update, because nobody cares about it.
No, just their umpteenth first-round draft pick quarterback that'll never do anything. Just one limped off the field.
Yeah,
he's got issues off the field too.
Does he?
Yeah. Rumors that he's sleeping with his mother's girlfriend or something like that.
Oh,
his girlfriend's mother. Yeah. Actually, I saw that.
Oh boy. Do you go to football games? You go out to the Meadowlands or watch a football game?
I've been to a few games. I'm a Giants fan.
Yeah.
I used to be a Baltimore Colts fan until they moved to Indianapolis.
Really?
I grew up like
in the middle of the night. Yeah.
I used to like Johnny Unitas when I was a kid.
Oh yeah. My dad thought he was the greatest quarterback ever.
But he wasn't. Fran Tarkenton was.
Fran. He was running for his life after with the Giants.
He was the most fun of any of them to watch.
Oh yeah, to watch.
Him and Archie Manning.
Yeah.
And they were both running for their lives. Go ahead.
I still say Montana. Even with all the Brady and his brilliance and all that. I always thought Montana could see a field better than any quarterback, and I may not have been the best ever, but if I had one game, I'd want him to be my quarterback. And I'm not Irish or anything. I just like to. Well, Tony, we enjoyed having you. I think that unless anybody has questions for us, and you have questions or any more for us, we'd probably put a wrap on it.
No problem.
I thank you for showing up, and thank my compadres here for taking part as well. If you feel like coming back, let me know, and we'll get you back in here. We won't be so nice the next time, though.
Maybe we'll get 6 people next time.
Yeah, I keep inviting anybody listening that wants to show up. Let me know, and I will get you scheduled, and we will.
Maybe Candy will show up one day, huh?
Candy would be nice.
There's
people I've invited that said, nah, not really. Not maybe later. I get a lot of them maybe laters, but I would like to get some of the veterans. I'd like to get some of the newer people. If you don't want to come on and be on camera, you can come on and just be on voice. If you only can come in for 10 minutes, that's fine too. I just want to pick people's brains about the game, not necessarily ask them for trade or secrets, but just talk about the game in general and other real life.
I have one question for you all.
Sure.
So what states do you are putting your forces in? Are you spreading it out with all 5 states, or
you know what? That was
states?
That was the question I was going to ask you. that I didn't write down is, do you have a strategy?
Right. This season, I just put everybody in Florida because it was cheaper, and I didn't know where everybody was going to put their horses. So, but next season, I was thinking maybe expanding to 2 or 3 states.
I'm going to do what Foggy does.
What's Foggy
do? I'm just going to follow his lead and do what he does.
And what does he do?
How are you going to know what he does?
Well, that's just it. He's going to tell me.
Foggy don't do nothing for free, my friend. There's a consulting fee involved there.
We are right for a blue ticket or something.
We are at the time to be doing it, though. I mean,
that's true. That's a good point.
It's free right now, and if you're not moving your stuff around right now, then you're really just locking yourself in where you're going to stay, because with it being free, you can move your entire breeding barn if you want. So I would recommend people take a look at it.
Yeah,
I did what you did, Tony. I put all my breeders in Florida because for that reason is I just wanted to breed any horse to any horse without worrying about which 6 do I put in Pennsylvania,
because if you do spread them around, the one problem is, let's say you've got a new breeder and he matches with somebody in another state, you keep paying transfer fees all the time.
Yes.
Right?
Well, now that's the way it was when we were setting them up. Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to bring that back or he's going to reduce it, or
I think he posted something maybe 3 days ago about in the main forum, not Discord, but the main forum of why it's free and when possibly it wouldn't be. But I didn't think it's not like it was going to continue to be free until he gets some other stuff worked out. Now he didn't get a date, but
because he's got some states it's like less than 5% of the horses are coming from.
Yeah, but it's out of proportion because all the sales ring come from Kentucky. So if you have a sales ring horse and you get it, as there's more Kentucky horses racing, there's more Kentucky horses retiring, which means there's more Kentucky horses being bred and bought from the sales ring. And so, it's not going to be an overnight thing unless some super large stable just says, you know what, I'm now Pennsylvania. But I am actually going to look at having things everywhere. A lot of it comes down to I really like this format on the leaderboards because you can really focus on a track. If it's not that type of thing, a special series at a track or whatever. But I think it allows for a budget player to say, look, I want to play in Pennsylvania, California. I want to play in Pennsylvania, Florida, whatever, because I know it's not going to cost me as much to accumulate stable if I'm breeding. But on the other hand, I can go race in the non-state bred only races at the bigger tracks if I get a really nice horse. So I'm thinking it over, but I'm tending to think I'm not going to move to Kentucky because they're going to get so many Kentuckys. But you also have to think about when you're selling a horse, someone might prefer to buy a horse in Kentucky. Although I don't think there's a whole lot of selling lately. But anybody else? Foggy, what are you going to do? Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
By volume, I'll be 75% Kentucky. And then the other ones will have a smattering of what I hope to be upper level horses so I can take advantage of some of the SBOs.
Okay. Steve said last week he was analyzing. He's still analyzing.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a ton of breeders, so I mean, overall, I'm gonna try and move them around. I'm gonna try and take advantage of all the bonus structures if I can. I mean, there's no, just because I move them around doesn't mean that's gonna happen, but I'm at least gonna try and put some in every state.
Yeah. I'd like to do that. I just worry that I would mess up and.
Well, like you said, you don't have to put anything in Kentucky because everything you buy from the sales ring will automatically be there. So you don't even have to worry about Kentucky. You can just assign in the other 4, and then eventually your stuff is gonna. I mean, you're gonna have them retired into Kentucky anyway because you're gonna have so many Kentucky breds. So,
but I could see why someone would breed their own Kentucky too, if they think they're breeding that level of horse. And you want to catch the Kentucky state bred stuff. So
yeah, right now I have five mares, 5 sires in Kentucky.
Yeah,
and
I think that's something you got to think about. Is Bob said over and over, the state bred bonuses aren't utilized. So if you could, obviously, if you have horses all over, you have the ability to, or they're utilized. I shouldn't say that. He said underutilized. You have the ability to get that little 10%, 15%, whatever the state is.
What do you guys think about that suggestion I made a few days ago about he was talking about conforms last week, that they're not exactly descriptive what they really are, like excellent.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw the back and forth, and I think on Foggy's podcast, maybe Bob mentioned if he would change a name. I saw you also. We'll get to that next, though. Remind me to talk about track condition because I saw your comment on that too. What I guess what I'm like you. I'm a numbers guy. I guess what I'd like to see just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or something like that. Or
yeah, but he said there were basically different levels within each rating. Like excellent could be like strong excellent or weak excellent.
Yeah, so exactly. Well, there's a point. I think when he explained it once before, he said there's a picture of a horse. Let's say, for instance, a horse had attributes of 0 through 100, and excellent meant 80 to 100. Well, you don't know if you have the 80 or the 100 or something in between, and then so if it's that big, if it's a big enough range where it can be split into lower levels, like you just mentioned, then yeah, I'm all for that. I don't think it's providing too much information because people are going to race a horse based on how it races, not necessarily by those conforms and things. But breeding wise, it might make a little difference. My opinion, anyway. Anybody? Old traditionalist just wants to. I'd like him to change intelligence to smarter dumb because.
But like you have bone strength and you have soundness, isn't that the same thing?
I don't. You know what? I don't know enough about what each of those means. Conforms. I mean, they've been around 2-3 years, maybe more. I don't know, but they're still relatively new to the people that have been in the game for a long time before I was here because they didn't have any of that stuff to look at. They didn't have peaks and all kinds of, didn't have horse rating. So I think what happens is as these things get talked about, I think there's a balancing issue, and I could be wrong, on how much more of the game do you reveal? Some of the people I could see where they're like, hey, I like it as it is because I'm doing well. And some people say, well, but it'd be so much better if there was more information. So I think Bob has to do a balancing act really on
true.
What's best
in the longer you're there, you basically know that this particular sire does this and that.
Yeah.
So can I answer?
Yeah.
Okay. I wish that. Okay. So first, let me just say, as long as there's a random factor, which there clearly is, in addition to everything else, all the conforms, all the characteristics, there's a random factor. So as long as there's a random factor, I don't see that there's any harm in revealing as much as all of the rest of the information, or not being one who just wants somebody to give me something for nothing. How about if through the general course of the game, you could make some sense and you could make some, what's the word I'm looking for, Lee? Help me out. You could make some, you could come to some realizations about it, but they would be based on facts. So for instance, now you just said, okay, so there's that, let's say there's that 80 to 100 is an excellent. Now, there's been enough of those where you took an excellent and a, let's say, and a very good, and you got a fair? Is that possible? Or a good?
Yeah.
Lower than so the point is, using that technology, you after enough of them, you can figure how low that excellent needs to be for a fair to pop up. Now, we don't have that though. So what I'm saying is, if there were certain things that were revealed to us as we race and as we have careers for the horses, if there's information that we could pick so that we can make some of those judgment and try to put together some stuff, but have it at least based on fact.
But I don't. So I was using the point thing as an example. I don't even know if that's how it works. But
no, but
if
it were, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, if that were in fact how it goes, you know.
Well, how about? I think this has been asked, and I think it gets just talked down immensely. How about a breeding projector? You put your sire and mare up, pay $2, and it kind of says you will. It doesn't guarantee, but it tells you this is what you're looking at potentially.
I mean, that sounds really good, but that would mean that there is some kind of consistency in it. And I think that's what Dan was looking for, is he's looking for some ability to kind of consistently see what's possible. But in the current system, as far as I could tell, I don't think there is.
So what you're saying is you take a sire and a mare and it tells you, or damn, it tells you, oh, this matchup looks like this, and you breed it, and then you turn around and breed the next one, and it's completely different.
Yeah, because I think they're each based individually, right? It's not like it's going to say this sire and this mare are going to give you, in 10 tries, it's going to give you this many of this. I don't think there's any way you could do that with the current programming. I think I
don't like it myself, but I've heard people.
I just think there's too much random. There's too much random in the breeding aspect that won't allow you to do that.
Yeah.
Or there are so many behind the scene factors that the factors that we are privy to, it just looks as if there's no activity, there's no difference. But all behind the scene crap is the stuff if that's determining what's happening, we'll never know. I mean, we just would never know. It just seems like he mentioned something the other night about maybe there should be more than 5 conforms, maybe a few more, and so on. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I think just like Lee said, I think if you used a predictor, I think you'd use the same 2 horses and you did them 5 times, I think it would give you 5 different answers. And I don't think that's what that kind of thing
would. Or maybe the second time you use it would predict something different.
Yeah, I don't think that's how you would want that to work. Now,
I think it'd be a range too. I'm not saying it would come out and say
right,
5x, but
right.
But it might keep you from. It might tell you, don't bother. And you say,
but what if you spent $2 and did it again and it said bother? Go ahead and do it. That's my point. Is if you got
it's like a slot machine. You mean?
Yeah, it's like a magic 8-ball.
Yeah,
random generator.
You got 2 different results. 2 times in a row.
You can only do it one time.
Well, you can't make the game too easy. It's just probability.
I don't think it can ever be easy. I suggested to Bob some time ago that he make the vet. If he wanted to do something with the vet so that it meant something again, that every time you went, you went to the vet, it would give you a tip about that particular horse. Don't forget tongue tie, or make sure you race this one as long as you can, or
in the 8-hole of a blue blood maiden.
Or
just little tidbits of information for the buck.
What you're gonna ask the vet? He's gonna say you should shoot this horse right away or something.
Well, no. It's gonna tell you innocuous stuff. It's gonna tell you information, but like for instance, say maybe this one doesn't need to go more than 8 furlongs or something. Just little innocuous things, but still some info for your buck.
Pay for that? Like, would you? I could see. Okay, you have to always think about.
I would if I knew it was going to be serious information about a horse, and I'm getting ready to blow my brains out because I can't figure out how to make a horse run or something.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for a little tidbit. I'd give it a try.
Go back to the vet, you mean?
Yeah, well, I don't see why not.
There's one ambiguous comment that I always see on the vet is that Butte may harm this horse. It doesn't say definitively,
Yeah.
And I know some of you guys mentioned that actual Butte actually helps the horse on that comment.
Butte truth? I just want Butte truth.
What I have found, I don't think it's a secret.
So I tried it a few times, and it actually, when they say may, it's very ambiguous. So you have to try with the Butte and without it to see if it's faster time.
And at different distances.
So what I do when it kind of indicates that it won't help the works, or it won't help the horse. If it does, I take it off and then I go try blinkers, and then I try Butte, because a lot of times blinkers, when Butte says that it won't help and it does, it seems to me like it's doing what the blinkers would have done if you didn't have Butte on there.
Maybe
so try that one time and see.
Just get rid of medications and make more different equipment or something.
That's true. You think when you got a New York horse, it can't have Lasix?
Basically, they banned both Butte and Lasix in most of the states now anyway. So, but that would be a lot of program adjustment too.
Yeah, you always have to keep in mind existing horses and existing. It's tough to do radical.
That's one that's one we've never talked about, huh, Lee? The old Butte blinker relationship.
It's not always that way.
It's a very high percentage that way. I'd be interested to see if anybody else noticed.
Go ahead.
No, I was just interested if anybody else had noticed that. How about you, Tortoro? Did you notice that if you use Butte, take it off and put blinkers, usually blinkers will have the same effect as the Butte, but they won't work together?
No, I never noticed that, but now that you mention, I'll look at it.
But I think what you have to keep in mind is the vet knows things that we don't see in the works. So if the vet's telling you this is going to be maximum help for the horse or good for the horse, and his works don't seem to show it, that doesn't mean that it's you take it off. I think a lot of us do because we kind of go by works, but or in the case I think Steve was saying, a lot of times if you're only looking at 6 furlong works and the Butte doesn't seem to do a lot or even makes it a little slower, but you start putting Butte on about 8, 9, 10 furlongs, you'll notice, oh, that's where it's kicking in and helping. So I've seen sometimes where it just didn't seem to help the works, but like I said, you don't really know what settings are, in the background that we don't see, the other attributes the horses might have that it might be helping. Same with shoes. Sometimes shoes don't do anything, but they are helping.
There's basically 8 types of shoes, so he could always expand that too.
That's been talked about too.
Yeah.
The gold, the $2, the $3 shoe or whatever.
The mud caulks,
or taking or recycling shoes. Like once a horse dies, you get to take the shoes off. There's been a lot of stuff discussed. Everybody is pretty good about kicking out. ideas, but obviously there's plus and minus to everything. But so you're gonna stick around a couple of years or more, Tony?
Yeah, I have no problem.
You
I'm
good?
signed up for 2 more years on the subscription.
Yeah, keep buying them packages or something.
I don't really go for the packages
Oh,
because unlike some of you guys who like to gild every horse, I don't do it that much.
Yeah,
I'll do it after the horse maybe as a last resort. It looks like it's not responding to anything. So
yeah. You're a guy that just puts them out there and runs, no matter. I mean, obviously you have some. I'm sure you give to a petting zoo, but I mean, I
I
remember
killed many
you like to
horses.
run them all, don't you? Give them a shot.
Unless they work out something like 6 furlongs at 109 and 3.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, but I mean, I think you give them a little more leeway than a lot of folks. I think.
Yeah, I'd like to give them like 2 or 3 starts before
I think I remember you posting
send them to the Amish country.
Yeah, Amish country or something like that.
I'd like to know, how often do they surprise you and race way better than their works?
A lot.
Yeah,
a lot. So now I'm a little more hesitant to kill on the first shot. So I try to run them 3 times each, and then I'll play with the distance, the running style a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Did it get dark in New York or something? You look like you're sitting in the dark.
Oh, I have the lights off.
Okay. I do too. This is so light a while ago. Okay. Hey, Foggy.
Yes, sir.
Can you give us an update on the score for all
score
the Yankees?
Score is 2-1 Yankees.
Steve,
bottom of the fourth.
Injuries, Steve?
No, not that I've seen. I could tell you that Deshaun Watson went 1 for 5 in his first action as the Cleveland Brown quarterback.
They paid way too much money for that guy.
Oh, especially since he's not going to be able to play for probably 3/4 of the season.
Yeah.
They're talking about going to get Jimmy Garoppolo now in Cleveland. So because they're pretty convinced that the commission is going to extend that suspension of his from 6 games to 12 games.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Garoppolo can't hurt him.
No. Garoppolo is he's a tough kid. He's played in a lot of tough games.
Does he have a shoulder problem?
Anybody know what college he's from?
Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yeah.
Oh, California somewhere. Where was I don't remember.
Wherever Tony Romo went.
Oh, really? And I still
Mike
can't
Shanahan.
remember. Yeah, still can't remember.
Eastern Illinois.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Right around the corner from you, huh?
Yeah, that's where I went. No, that's where I went.
Oh, that's your alma mater? Oh, okay.
I'm selling my likeness over there now.
You're a Bears fan, too?
No. Vikings, actually.
Vikings. Oh, Chicago and a Viking fan. Wow.
Well,
they all are Viking fans since Fran Tarkenton.
That is true. That's 100% true. Because when we were young, Stan and I, the only time we really got to watch football was Monday Night Football. And who was always on in the 70s? Cowboys, Vikings, teams like that. So my dad, we were watching a Vikings game, and he pointed out Tarkenton to me. And he was doing his little scrambling and all that. And so, yeah, I did jump aboard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how Stan became a Cowboys fan, but
you must have been a fan of the purple.
Yeah, Purple People Eaters. Yeah,
Purple People Eaters, eh?
Yep.
Carl Eller and
Alan Page, Jim Marshall, Backwards Jim. Yeah. Ron
I can tell you how I became a Cowboy fan. I was like a 12-year-old boy, and they happened to show the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, and that was it for me.
Yeah. Right. Steve, Broncos or Saints?
Both.
Okay.
Fraud.
But what's nice is that one's in the AFC and one's in the NFC. So I've spent equal time of my life in both cities. So I can honestly tell you, I've got my NFC team and my AFC team.
That's a fraud. That's
And
fraudulent.
you're a real fan when you can say you're a Saints fan too. So
Yeah.
Well, at least they won recently.
So, wait a minute, I'm not a real fan. Is that what you're saying?
You're not a Saints fan, are you?
I have to be a Saints fan to become a real fan?
A real Saints fan, I should have said.
Oh, okay. I thought you said a real fan.
But, when you can claim the Saints, which spent the majority of their life as the Aints, you're not too ashamed.
Yeah. Okay. Tony, give us some more. You got any more? Come on.
What? Football?
Throw some more questions out.
Questions. Okay, let's see.
You're pretty active in a forum. Come on, throw some questions out. Give us a Digital Downs question.
Is he going to raise the fees of the states? Because he said he's going to do a minor change. Is he going to lower somebody or raise somebody?
On the what?
The State Farm breeding fees. They had like 6, 7.
He said it was under consideration. I think he's looking for a lot of input from people on different things. The number one would be I think he's probably just talking and reading the forums. It's trying to get the things evened out a little more. So
yeah, I think he has to adjust the sales ring though. Can't be 100% Kentucky.
Yeah, I think that's another. I think that's a podcast, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I think that we could veer off our weekly topic into a podcast on different questions. And maybe we could. I think he said we could get 10 people in here at once. So it'd be nice to have a bunch of people. It's you type stuff, it doesn't necessarily always come out like when you type it. So I can see both sides of that too. So it would be interesting.
Would you guys be interested in a full season, or you like the 4 months or 6 months better?
I like it as it is.
I
that's
like
the
it.
Kind of guy I am, where I don't do well with change. So, but from a breeder, I typically enjoy the breeding aspect a lot. So, I guess it would even out, because even though you have a horse you want to breed with, it's obviously maybe it can't race at all, so breed with it. It's a long time to wait to breed to a horse.
True.
But I could see that you would probably need a lot more breeds to your existing horses too. If you're talking about a real sire who covers 200 a year, a real
That's
good
true.
Sire. So
that would make.
I haven't worked through it yet. There's parts of it I like. There's parts of it I don't, which is. I just I get a fresh start every 4 months.
He mentioned one thing, the 20-day waiting period. I don't think you guys would like that. Some guys like to run their horses 2-3 times a week.
I like it the way it is.
Yeah.
Foggy likes it the way it is.
Yeah.
I guess that would just make you have to get a lot more horses,
Yeah. People would have to make huge adjustments.
But if you were, I guess the other thing I think of is, how about a new player? If a new player comes in right after the season started, and now they have to wait 10, 11 months to be able to do some of the things. Part of it, like if I wasn't here and I came here and I read that that's how it goes, I'd probably think, oh yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty realistic. Then
probably the only thing would be 6 months, but a year would be too drastic of a change, probably.
Yeah, I think it depends. I mean, I'm sure people weigh different factors, but that's why I said it could be 2, 3, 4 day in a row podcasts and get 3 or 4 different people to get on here and say their views. Blend it into my background.
So he's thinking about adding a couple of racetracks. What Who would you want to be added?
Let me think of the ones. Okay. Well, I assume it would be regional. Like, I don't think it would add another New York or Florida, or well, I guess we got two. And I'm thinking
something in Ohio, maybe.
What I would like, or what I think would be best.
Both.
Oh, okay.
Paramount Park. Park in Southern
Illinois. Yeah, no, it's now known as it's not called Paramount anymore. It's FanDuel.
That's right. It's FanDuel now, yeah.
How
about Los
Lone Star maybe, or one of the I wouldn't mind seeing Lone Star added. Something in,
about Pimlico. Since you need it for the Preakness anyway, right?
Well, that would be great. Pimlico would be a real good one. But
I guess you have to also if you know certain players are in certain states, local people might want their local track to be added or something like that.
Yeah, I think another thing that could be thought about is maybe they all don't run at the same time. Maybe you have Churchill and Keeneland, and they go back and forth, and Saratoga and Aqueduct or whatever. So you don't necessarily have to limit the number of tracks. I think you just have to limit what's running.
Aqueduct's going to go out of business in a couple of years.
Huh? What's going on there?
Well, they're going to renovate Belmont this fall. They're starting with a major renovation.
Yeah.
I think they're going to try to winterize Belmont Racetrack, and then eventually they're going to sell the land at Aqueduct.
Oh, okay.
So there is no Belmont Fall meet this year, and I don't think it's going to be back until at earliest maybe May or June next year.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Didn't know that.
Yeah. A lot of things going on in horse racing that kind of depressing with all the racetracks closing.
Yeah. So what would you like besides Pimlico?
I think there's a couple of players in Ohio, and Ohio is a kind of state where they have steady racing would be a good addition. Then you have other derby tracks like Louisiana Downs and
Arkansas,
Oaklawn.
Yeah,
Fairgrounds.
Yeah, I think any of those would be fine.
Something from the South.
Arkansas Derby. Where's whatever happened to Arlington? What is that now?
They closed.
Yeah, it's nothing.
The Bears are trying to buy it and put their stadium there.
Real estate. Anything the Stronach family controls, they sell it eventually.
Yeah. I guess what I'm thinking is if you look at you have Churchill. Let's look at the top to bottom, as far as prestige, if you want to say it that way. So you have Churchill, and then you have, in our game, it's Belmont, which makes sense. Pimlico would then be up there, but we don't have Pimlico. So it's our next prestigious is Santa Anita, Gulfstream, then Parks. There's probably an opening for something between Parks and Santa Anita. And maybe I'm not giving Parks enough credit. I don't know. But that's why I was thinking of some of the like maybe Delaware, or maybe Delaware and Parks are equal. I don't know. But I always like betting at Lone Star, so because their numbers on the horse are big enough I can see them. But be interesting to, it's a good poll for the forum.
What about a foreign racetrack?
Oh, that would definitely be great. That would definitely be great. You want jumpers as well, or?
I don't think Bob would want to spend that much money for jumpers. It's so crazy.
Never know if it brings people.
Then
look
he's
at the
going to have
population we have here.
Because half the jumpers fall during the race. He's going to have a lot of accidents.
See how much fun that would be. But yeah, I think if he does add them, I think it'd be great. I like the idea that you have seasons. different tracks or open different
Yeah,
times?
if he added whatever amount of tracks, he could have like Churchill Downs 2 months out of 4, and then switch another track, rotate.
We might have to not necessarily follow that. Well, you know what? There'd be a lot of other changes that would go along with that. But
Then he was trying to add some more distances, I heard, like the 16ths, 5.5 furlongs.
yeah, I think that was Steve and him were talking about different distances. I want 2 furlongs. I got a lot of horses that come out of the
Quarter
gate.
horse
good.
racing?
No, I just want my horses that could lead at the 2 furlong mark and then get beat. I just want them to be able to win.
Perfect Toy would never lose at 2 furlongs, right?
Oh yeah, tell me about it. Fog.
Mm-hmm.
Talk. Type into
Look
your
at Foggy chilling.
He's impressed by your glasses.
Yep.
You've changed your view though. We're not looking at you head on anymore.
No, the computer got too hot on my lap. I had to put it off on the side.
Yep.
I'm reclining in my hospital bed now.
Got it. He thought you were sleeping.
No.
Tony, thanks again. See, you extended the whole thing for another half hour. We got some more points out. So, very interesting chat we had with you. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. I'll come back one day.
Yeah, I want you to come back. And we'll probably start talking more issues like that. That was good to have that kind of discussion, I think. Any last little bits from anybody? Foggy, best horse ever on the site.
Mm-hmm.
Stan only said like 3 words. He could say something, right?
He's muted. I don't know why he's muted, but yeah, I talk too much, so no one else can get anything in. So,
how many years apart are you 2 guys?
13 months.
Oh.
I know it looks like he's like 10 years older than me, but yeah, we're only 13 months.
He's got the gray beard. That's why.
Yeah.
No, it's blonde.
That's what I always said. It does look. It looks like we're 4 brothers on here, to be honest with you.
I told my wife, after a bit of time growing it, that I was going for the salt and pepper look, and she decided that it was way too much salt.
Yeah.
So
salty dog look.
Mm-hmm.
I may shave it off one of these days, but I like the idea of not having to shave.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. Well, thanks again, Tony, Foggy, Stan, Steve had to go. And,
Tony, even though I only said a few words, I was listening to all you guys mostly. I enjoyed the conversation with you. So hopefully you'll come back and
I'll come back.
All right, great to be on there.
Good luck in the rest of the season and next year, and go refer some people. Tell them how much fun you're having. Bring them over, and then kick their butt on the track.
Okay, take care, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.